everyone, Darren here, and this is going to be a quick follow-up video to my Westfield guide. I am joined here with THAT BLOKE 500 from the main server, the main Discord server, and DeathPigeon's here. And DeathPigeon's actually asked me a question on the server regarding Westfield, and he wanted to know why basically he said, why do I dislike this this hill so much? I'm just going to call it the South Hill. And it's nothing personal against it. It's just that the people that I see come up here to this hill do not fully understand the importance of what they need to do when they get here. And what the vehicles that they tend to come up here in most of the time are not suited at all to this hill. So I'm going to be, while I am talking through this, I'll be answering DeathPigeon's question regarding this. Now, why I say that the South Hill is just, you should just treat it as non-existent. You really shouldn't unless you have the right tanks or the skill mindset. And that's simply because of the fact that Death raised an argument here about, being aggressive, and, the team that is the most aggressive is the one that's going to win. And he's absolutely right. And that is what is absolutely needed in order to win the Southern Hill. Just unfortunately, most of the time, your team, and sometimes also the enemy team, is not going to play aggressively. They're just going to spot each other, and they're going to play a super defensive game and just kind of like poke out and shoot each other from where Bloke is over there, and that little rock cropping over there. And they're just going to poke out, and they're just going to become RD and TD fodder, and they're not actually going to do anything. And it's just going to, pretty much at that point, they have become... worthless wouldn't really be the right word for it. They're not contributing, I would say, is probably the best way to explain it. They're not contributing because they're not sitting there. They're just poking out. They're not actually trying to take the important part of this section of the map, and that is this mound. Now, I'm sure everyone here has played Westfield at some point during their career, and they have, at some point probably, gone over here to the edge of the village and have spotted heavy tanks actually trying to get to this mound. And they just get completely shot up because they may not be fast, but also because the entire terrain on both sides is completely flat and open ground, and you are going to get shot and farmed from anything over there on the northern hill. Now, there was another argument saying that going to the North Hill does not always mean victory. Again, that is also correct. You can turn it around if you are stuck here on the Southern Hill. It is possible. It just kind of some factors at play has to be that your light tanks still have to be alive, or the enemy team over there where Bloke is have to still be shooting you and getting themselves spotted, and at that point your main strategy is to just whittle them down. So it is possible to turn it around and turn your almost guaranteed loss into a win if your team gets stuck over here on this hill. Same thing, why I'm stressing that the northern hill is the best option is because if we look here on both sides of the map, I'm talking north spawn and south spawn here, there's this wide open area to get to the enemy base. I mean, there is some hard cover once you get there to both bases, but you still have to get there. And this wide open area that has no hard cover till you get down there, you are going to get farmed from anything over there where Bloke is. Now, Westfield is one of these maps that I hate the idea of lemming trains like most other people, but on this map specifically, a lemming train is probably your best bet. And the lemming train to the North Hill is probably what is going to win. Like I mentioned in my previous video, the more tanks you have up there, the quicker you will win the Northern Hill. And, you know, and in that case, like Death also said in his comment question about speed, the faster you win the big hill, the hill that actually has the most terrain for you to control, where you can dictate. You also have an entire T-shaped village of hard cover. So you can hide in those villages. You can pull back into the depth of the village and go unspotted. You can't do that here on the Southern Hill. So, you know, all you have are these tiny little hills to hide behind. And the more tanks you have stuck camping around these tiny little hills, the crowded it's going to be and the less you're going to be able to maneuver. So this is why I'm stressing, and I have to stress, that the Northern Hill is the best bet statistically, ratio-wise. There is no hard statistics that I can quote here, so just going based off my 8 years of experience playing this game on Westfield, that the team that takes this Northern Hill the fastest is going to be able to control and dictate the battle most of the time. Again, there are still some of those outliers, but that is pretty much how this map needs to be played. A team or a group of players that come up here that have fast tanks or, well, pretty much fast tanks. You're going to need fast tanks to actually do this effectively here. If you have the fast tanks and you can push along this border fast enough to the mound, and you are, a platoon would be very helpful as well. If you can do that, you will be able to win this hill more effectively than you would just sitting back at some of those smaller mounds. And a lot of the casual players I have found don't tend to have that mentality of, this is the objective, we need to go here. And those that actually have that right mentality sometimes are not in the right vehicle for it. And bless their soul, they still try and get to this mound, but they get farmed in the process. So if you are hell-bent on coming to the Southern Hill and you want, you know, and you don't want to go north, make sure you have a fast tank to do it, because if you're just sitting over at those mounds, you're not going to do it. You're just going to get stuck and you're not going to do anything for like the rest of the battle until like late in the game or you're destroyed. So hopefully that answers Death's question regarding why I dislike the Southern Hill. And it literally just stems from the players that come up here are most of the time are not suited for fighting up here, or don't even know what they need to be fighting for up here. They just come up here and get stuck behind some rocks, and it's no fault to them. It's just we don't have a very good official map guide on how this map needs to be played, and that's the blanks I'm trying to fill in. So hopefully that explains some things. I'd like to thank you all for watching. Again, special shout out to That Bloke 500 for coming in here and helping me out. And I also want to give a shout out to DeathPigeons for raising an excellent question to me regarding this map and why I dislike the Southern Hill. So if you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos like this one, don't forget to subscribe. But until next time, this has been Darren of WotC Academy.